jettee.lupe here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be doing a review of Otakon 2019, which you can see right here. Before I start, I just wanted to remind you guys that I do have a Patreon, I now have a Ko-fi, and I also have an Amazon influencers account, so you can go on that and check out all the products that I use that I get from Amazon, including this wig. So you can actually find everything that I use for all of my cosplays over there. I also have a wish list, which you can find on my Instagram page, and you can go over there and check it out. So quick background on my Otakon past. I only went to Otakon in 2018 and obviously this year 2019, so I've only been there twice, so just like, you know, I can only tell you so much because I've only been there twice. But I stayed in, for both times, I stayed in the hotel that's actually attached to the convention center. Otakon takes place in Washington, D.C. in July, and it's hot and rainy. And so it's nice to have that guarantee that you won't actually have to walk outside. Well, there's a little, if you can put a little asterisk there, I'll explain that later. But basically you don't really have to walk outside if you don't want to, which is nice. Luckily the weather was actually super nice. It was super hot, but it wasn't rainy or anything like that. So overall it was pretty good. So we'll start with Thursday night. I arrived to the convention Thursday early afternoon. I like to arrive to convention on day 0 when I can, because it just makes going through the convention so much easier. On Friday you're not scrambling, there's not a million people all trying to check in at the same time, and you kind of get a really nice chill night to just hang out with friends, which is exactly what I got to do on Thursday night of Otakon. This was my first time cosplaying Blake Belladonna from Ruby. I did her seasons 4 through 6 outfit where she has the crop top on with the jeans. Since it was hot, I didn't want to do the knee-high boots, so I just wore little black booties. I also didn't do the jacket because again, it was really hot and I just didn't want to do that. We ended up going to the hotel lounge that's connected to the convention center. It was fine. There's a lot of seating and stuff, and since it's not crazy busy yet, it's not you couldn't find a seat. So we were just hanging out with people and everything, and I took a few pictures of Belladonna, and again, you'll be able to see those on my Instagram. Patreon actually gets all access to all those shoots right now. But anyway, it was really cool and really chill. So now we'll move on to Friday, and Friday had a lot of things happening. I started out in the morning doing a 10 a.m. photo shoot. 10 a.m. photo shoots. They're good because you get them out of the way and you can kind of move on with your life after that, but at the same time 10 a.m. is kind of early, especially when you have a lot of makeup you want to put on and maybe you forgot that you were supposed to iron things beforehand. Luckily Flareon didn't really need too much maintenance. The only thing I did have to do with Flareon is every time I wear her, so I'll insert picture here. Every time I wear Flareon, she has faux fur made out of yarn fur on her ears, and every time I wear it, it tends to get a little bit messed up. And I do actually style the fur with glitter glue, not hair gel or anything like that, which you would expect. Glitter glue, because first of all, it dries clear, but there's glitter left behind. Second of all, it's really, really, really adhesive, but it's easy to get off your hands after you are physically styling it. So that was something I forgot how to do. So I had to do that real early. My shoot was really fun. We actually stayed in the hotel lobby for I think the entire shoot, just different spots in the hotel lobby. One thing about in general cosplay photography is you can find really cool places to take photos and then either just cropping it a little bit or doing a little bit of editing or something like that can make something really boring look really amazing. So luckily the hotel lobby had a lot of cool stuff anyway, so it ended up working out really well. And I actually bought a silk fan thing for Flareon. I've worn Flareon before, and she's a salsa dancer type outfit, so I wanted to add another element to it, but I wasn't sure what. And I saw those silk fan things, and they had ones that were dyed orange, red, and yellow to make it look like fire, so I ended up getting one of those. And we got some really cool pictures. And again, you can go over to my Instagram and check out some of those photos. Patreon also has access to that entire shoot already, so you can check out them over there. Super fun. I ran into so many people in that morning too. They were also getting photo shoots done, and I was able to like say hi to everybody. So that was pretty cool. After that, I went to the Pokemon meetup. So at Otakon this year, they decided to actually give all the fandoms that wanted photo shoots like an actual spot. In the past, it's been like, oh, meet on this staircase or meet like in this random part of the convention center. But this year, they actually had like ballrooms in the hotel that were booked off for photo shoots, which was great. It was great, but everybody's photo shoot was in these areas. And like when you go to like a meetup, it's like there's a bunch of people all wearing stuff from the same fandom, so you have tons of people. And everyone is yelling at the same time. And it was definitely loud. Also, the lighting was kind of lacking. I think that's something, this is the first time Otakon did this, so I think next year they'll probably do this somewhere with a bit better lighting. It was also really hot, and I did 3 meetups, and I just like double like 2 waters in my hand sometimes, so that's fun. But anyway, the Pokemon meetup actually went over pretty well. We had a lot of people that showed up, and everybody's really excited about it. I met up with a few other Evolution cosplayers and like just amazing people, and it was really fun. It was really fun. After that, we had the formal to go to. So Otakon decided this year to do a formal ball, and they've never done one before. And I say it in this way because there were definitely some issues with it. But it was overall a good time. So I had put on my Instagram, I wanted to do like a Pokemon formal meetup. I've been trying to like kind of do this for a few cons now. It's hard to get people together to like make a formal outfit dedicated to a Pokemon character. So I was actually able to get a pretty nice group together. We had 2 Espeons, we had Red, I was dressed as Claire, we had Iris, and we had Zacian from Sword and Shield. And it was a really good time. It was a good time. Oh, and we had Sharpedo. I almost forgot. So, like, we're all in formal outfits, and we all met up before the ball. And we had someone that was dressed as Blanche who was going to come a little bit later. So, anyway, we'll get to that. So, we get there. The ball started around, like, 8 or something like that. And we got there at, like, 7:30 because originally we were like, oh, we'll just meet up, like, a half hour before and take some photos together, and it'll be no big deal. But we got there, and we were like, oh, we're just going to go over here and, like, take some photos or whatever. And they were like, if you get out of line, you might lose your spot. And we're like, what? Like, this line isn't even that long, like, at this point. It was 7:30, right? And I'm like, this line's not even that long. People are going to come later. Like, no big deal. Well, we ended up taking photos in line, which, you know, they didn't come out as good as I would have liked. But it was still fun overall, and everyone that came was really awesome. At one point, one of us had to go out to use the restroom. And when they went out, they were basically like, the staff at the door was like, oh, well, are you coming back? And he was like, yeah. And they were like, okay. And he went out, and then he was like, guys, you got to see this. The line to get in, it's snaked. And it was like, so if you've been to Otakon, or pretty much any convention center, the room that this was like really far down the hall. And like the line was like almost to like the main concourse, and it snaked the whole way. And I was like, oh my gosh. So we felt a little guilty, but we also got there early. So our Blanche was in that line and ended up like never making it in. So I want to talk about Saturday now. I know it seems like it's going on forever, but there's just so much to talk about at conventions. I just want to give you like a good idea of what it was like and like what Otakon is like in general. So Saturday, we're on Saturday now, you guys, we're on Saturday. Saturday was a really interesting day. So I actually gave a panel at Otakon. It was about Gajinkas, which is obviously like my main thing. And I was really, really excited to be accepted for this panel because I guess they had like a lot of people that applied, and they were only able to accept like 20% or something of the panels that were submitted. So I was so happy that I was able to be part of this. And I had some really great panelists with me. My panel was at 11:30, and I was wearing Ruby Sylveon that day. So that day I was trying to make it to the Ruby meetup in the morning, which was at like 9 a.m. So that didn't happen. But I did make it down to like the hotel lobby like around 10, which there's a lot of people hanging around taking pictures and meeting up with people and things like that. Again, it's just a really pretty spot to meet up. I'll try to post a picture of Ruby Sylveon here. Sylveon has a big scythe. And again, there's a entrance to the convention through the hotel where there's staff there to like check bags and stuff. There was not a like prop check at that entrance, which is way quicker to get through in my opinion. So it's like 10:30 at this point. By the time I was talking to people and meeting up and stuff, it was about 10:30, and I was like, you know what, we'll head over to the convention center because I wanted to make sure that I got to the panel room a little bit early to set up and stuff. They let us in like 15 minutes early, so like I wanted to be there like at 11:05, just to make sure that my other panelists were there and we were ready to go, so that when they let us in 11:15, we can get set up really quick. So again, it's like 10:30 by the time I'm like, okay, we'll go over to the convention center, because again, they wouldn't let me take my stuff through the hotel way because I had a prop that wasn't checked yet. So I also thought that they were going to have a prop check open Thursday night so I could go do that and not have to worry about this, but I don't think they did have it open. It seemed like a hot mess Thursday. So went to the front entrance of the convention center. The line was so long. I was like, oh my gosh. Also, it's July in the city and it was so hot. And I'm in like multiple layers as Ruby Sylveon. Like, I got a lot of layers on for her. And I have a giant holographic scythe, which like in the sun is so bright. So we're like trying to get to the back of the line, Luckily, the shoes that I wear for Ruby Sylveon are really comfortable. So we're like have to keep walking like almost around the building, and I'm like running into people and I'm trying to say hi, but like the line was like moving. It was really, really strange. So luckily, and then I went up to somebody. I'm like, I have a panel that starts in like 45 minutes. And they're like, oh, just get in line. If it gets closer, let us know. We'll let you through the line quicker. I'm like, what? So as we're walking in and we start getting set up, there's like people coming in, and people just kept coming in and people going like, come on, let's go to the front. We got to get a good seat. I'm like, oh, are they here for us? And just as we were setting up, just more and more people were coming in. We were like, oh my God, are these people here for us? And like at one point I go, is everybody here for the Gajinka panel? Are you in the right spot? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So the room was like almost full. Like there was people standing up in the back, but I think maybe they just didn't want to like find one of the empty chairs in the middle of the rows. But like I would say overall the room was like pretty full. I'm not even sure that they were like letting more people in the room at one point. So it was a really good time. I'm hoping to present the panel again at another convention. So definitely, if there's a convention you really want to see me at, make sure to contact that convention and let them know, and then they can reach out to me and I can see what I can do, if they'll let me do my panel, things like that. So overall, it went over really well, and I really appreciate my panelists. The panel went really, really well. So I was really happy about it, and people showed up that don't even cosplay, and they just know like, oh, I wanted to come and see you. So it was so great. And if I saw you there, I am so happy that you were able to come. So after that whole thing was done and like my heart was finally like, oh, okay, I can breathe. At the same time, or like towards the end of that, there was also another Pokemon meetup scheduled on the other side of where I was. So then we're all rushing over there, and we go to that. So I was able to catch the very tail end of that because, again, a bunch of my friends are Pokemon cosplayers, so that's usually where I end up meeting up with them. So after all that, I think I just hung out for most of the day. I think I went down to Artist Alley. So I was trying to hit up the masquerade to see a few people that were in it and watch as much of it as I can. There was also a My Hero Academia meetup at like 8 or something like that. I've never been to a My Hero Academia meetup. I've only done one cosplay, which is Tokoyami, which I'll try to post a picture here. And so I've never been to one, so I figured, I'll go. It's like Saturday night. I figured I wouldn't have anything going on. In the meantime, before that, I had a little bit of free time and actually went to the Makerspace, which I think is like a new thing that Otakon did this year, or it's something that I personally have not participated in until this year. It's basically a big room that has a bunch of like random crafts that you can do when you're in between panels or in between activities. So I didn't want to do anything too messy because like I had a costume on. So I was able to do a little bit of origami, which I'm not very good at, but luckily they had a lot of different papers and they had a nice book to try to follow. But I was able to make the one successful thing was like this little penguin. Like, I know it doesn't look like much, but for me, you know, it stands up and stuff. It was worth it for me. So I did get to catch part of the masquerade, which was really great. And then I went to the My Hero Academia meetup. Again, it was my first time. And again, another thing just for Otakon to work on for next year, and I think they will regarding the meetups. There was just like not enough space for the amount of cosplayers that showed up and the amount of like photographers that showed up. I didn't realize like the Pokemon meetups, sometimes we get like over 100 people. This My Hero Academia meetup, I mean, between cosplayers and photographers, there had to be like 300 people. It was insane. And it was hot. And I'm in a velvet cape. So, and it's just a whole thing. So then I just made it through that. I met some other really great Tokoyami cosplayers, which was nice. I don't see a lot of them, and it's always like when you see them and you're also wearing Tokoyami, it's kind of like one of those like, yes, we are one family. So after that, I did a quick little photo shoot with another photographer that I've used before, and then went to the game room. And one thing that Otakon has like a really big one of is like game room. Now they have like console games, they have arcade, and then they have a bunch of board games, which I personally really like to go and play board games, especially late at night when there's not much going on. Was able to meet up with some other friends. We played some of the games there, so it was cool. It was cool. It's a nice chill way to end the night. Then, as we were walking out, we heard there was ice cream trucks outside. So got ice cream at like 11:30 at night, which was really cool. Yeah, apparently they have a bunch of food trucks and stuff out there during the day, which I didn't know about. So anyway, that is Friday. So Sunday was all about the merch, basically. Sunday, I usually try to put on something a little bit more comfortable, a little bit like less flashy and more casual, but I wear Glaceon instead. Glaceon is probably the sparkliest costume that I have. To the point that I was in Artist Alley and people were screaming for me from like the entrance on the escalator because I was that visible. Glaceon also sheds glitter like crazy. All of my other costumes, pretty much all of the glitter is either sealed or it's in some kind of like the glue or something like that where it's not like coming off. But the mesh fabric that I have on the top of my Glaceon cosplay, which I will post here, it's really sheds like crazy. So every time somebody was going to hug me, I was like, okay, just so you know, like probably getting a bunch of glitter on you. Is that I typically shop on Sundays at conventions because number one, it's usually when I'm wearing a more comfortable costume where I can carry more bags and that's not a problem. It's also like easier to kind of put all your merch in a bag and like take that home with you versus like trying to fit it in different places during the convention and like having stuff all over the place. This way at least all your merch is usually in one spot. So that's usually what I do. Also, a lot of times, not a lot of times, but sometimes artists or even dealers will have a deal on Sundays because they don't want to carry all their stuff back. So sometimes you can get some great deals. So that's where I'll start with. In the dealer's room, there was a gaming, like board gaming, D&D vendor, and they pretty much had like 30% off of everything. If you guys don't know, I actually play D&D pretty often. And so it was really cool to be able to go in, and we were able to get quite a few cool, whoops, I dropped one, like a few of the, you know, bigger, I don't know, what are these figures? We got some for some of our friends. But anyway, they were all 30% off, which was, you know, that's, again, that's like a steal. If anything is on sale like that, even like these dice, so it's hard to see, I know, but they're actually like red and black, and they have some orange tint to them with gold numbers. It's perfect for one of my newer campaigns for one of my characters. Then I found a artist that had a couple like small prints that I really liked. They are Apple Mint. So I'll just show you their card really quick. And then this is the front of their card. And I actually got 3 prints from them. One of them was a Lily and Nebby print that I actually gave to one of my friends who cosplays Nebby. Then I got this really cute Tokyo Mew Mew print. It's really cute. I really liked how they, like their art style. And it's hard to find Tokyo Mew Mew stuff. I never find a lot of it, so when I do and I really like the art style, I'll always buy it. They actually had a few different Pokemon type, like group pictures. They had a fire one as well, but I ended up only getting the ice one, mostly because it has Glaceon and Alola Ninetales in it, and since I cosplay both of them and I love them, I figured I had to have it. So it's really cute, and they had a couple different types. I'm hoping that they make Fairy at some point. And then another like cool find was actually this keychain. If you play Smash, you'll know that this is Captain Falcon, and I don't really play Smash very much, but my fiance is, this is his main, so actually he was able to find it, and actually the thing I like about it is the keychain is actually a star, so this was a cool find. It's actually kind of glittery, it's probably hard to see, but that was a good find. Then the next thing that I found was, let me grab it. So side note, I'm doing a giveaway on my Instagram right now between now and the end of August, if you see this video by then. And I got some prints for the giveaway. So this is from Star Sheep Sweaters. I think I have their card. Yes. Star Sheep Sweaters. I've actually bought from this vendor before, and I didn't realize until I started seeing some of their other stuff. So I got these really cute prints. So we have Espeon, and we have Glaceon, and we have a Sylveon one, and they're really, really, really cute. And then they also sold buttons, so I got a couple buttons too. And this is where I realized that I've actually bought from this vendor before. I actually have this exact Sylveon pin, but I also got the Glaceon and the Espeon. So that was a good find. Another thing that I found was there was an artist, and I don't even remember some of the other stuff they were selling, but they actually had a bunch of these crocheted Pokeballs, and they were only $5, and I don't know, again, if it was like a deal because it was Sunday, but it's so cute. It's really squishy, and like, look at the size. Like, it's a pretty nice size, and they had regular Pokeballs, and then they had the Premier Balls, and then they had something else, and I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I was like so happy to find it. Okay. Then the last vendor I went to, which was like pretty much on my way out, was, get the card, Toby 2 Mood Ring. So this is their card. And that's actually where I got this hoodie. So my friend Draco had actually sent me a picture of a few things in Artist Alley that he thought I would like, because sometimes I don't get a lot of time to actually go down there and shop. So it's nice when people send me pictures of things that I might like, and then I can just go down and buy those things. So got this hoodie. It is so cute, and I'll stand up so I can show you, but it's Sylveon, and it's like on a pastry. And down this side it has like athletic stripes, and then down the side it actually says Poke Sweets, which is like the line for this sweater. And she had a bunch of t-shirts as well with these designs, and a bunch of the designs I'll show you on the back. Hopefully, oh, get the chair out of the way, that'll help. There's a bunch of the Pokemon on this, and that was a bunch of the patterns that she had. So of course I got Sylveon because favorite, but it's really cute and really comfy. It's actually like Under Armour material, which was unexpected, but it's really nice. Like, it is a really nice hoodie, and it's not like it's vinyl or something like that. Like, it's you know, it's all smooth. So anyway, it's really happy to find that. And with my purchase, I was also able to get a really cute lanyard. So just really cute, some animals and some pastries and stuff. So my lights just flicker. So anyway, that was pretty much all of the Otakon stuff. So anyway, that was pretty much every day at Otakon, just everything that went down and just a general like talk through of what happened. So Otakon is one of the biggest conventions on the East Coast, especially an anime convention, and it's one that I'm going to try to go to every year. It's usually just pretty chill. It's very chill in my opinion. It feels a lot like a Comic-Con the way it's set up. There is another Comic-Con that I attend that's in that same convention center, so that's probably part of the reason. But I do think that they have it set up really well. It never feels like it's super crowded. There's never like, except for in the photo shoot meetups. Those were the only time I really felt squished. Overall, everything is spread out pretty well. It is like sometimes you're at one event somewhere and then the next thing you're trying to get to is like on the other side of the convention, which happens, and it's just that they added parts of the hotel to the roster of places that things can occur, which is again good, but it just made things further away. So overall, it was really good. It was really fun. I definitely had actually a better time this year than I did last year. Since last year was my first year, I didn't really know what to expect, especially regarding parking in the hotel. So I was super happy to just kind of have a more chill con this time. Last year I also entered the masquerade, so that just took a lot of time and more time than I thought. So overall, it was really fun. If you have any specific questions about Otakon or how it works or things like that, you can ask me below. I may refer you to like the Otakon Facebook page where a lot of people ask about a bunch of different things, because there might be things that you're wondering about that is things that I just personally don't attend or, you know, have, like, I've never done them. So definitely let me know. If you have any questions about any of the merch, let me know. Again, please go over to my Instagram and check it out. And I will talk to you guys again soon.